Warning: the file you are reviewing is an outdated version. Please proceed to the update log for current containment procedures and summary. Item number SCP-3127. Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures SCP-3127, currently located at Site-43, is to be contained in a 5 meter by 5 meter by 5 meter chamber and fed twice a day in accordance with Nutritional Chart 3127-1. SCP-3127's containment chamber is to be kept under guard by 2 security personnel at all times. The mental health of SCP-3127 is to be monitored by an on-site therapist for ease of containment. SCP-3127 is not to come into physical contact with any personnel outside of testing. Description: SCP-3127 is a 19-year-old woman named Jessica Lambert, a former resident of Illinois. SCP-3127 displays no abnormal physical characteristics for an individual of its age and is in sound mental condition, barring minor stress inherent to containment. When SCP-3127 makes physical contact with another human being, that individual adopts the emotional state of SCP-3127 at the time of contact. The affected individual is then unable to feel emotions outside of said state for 20 to 30 minutes. There appears to be no permanent effect to the affected individual after this emotional state fades. SCP-3127 was brought into containment after Foundation agents intercepted communications from the FBI's Unusual Incidents Unit regarding a girl who had contacted them claiming to have psychic powers. Although these reports were dismissed as a common hoax by the UIU, Foundation agents already in the area independently investigated and confirmed these claims, subsequently bringing SCP-3127 into containment. Family and friends were administered Class B amnestics and led to believe SCP-3127 had died in a car accident. Addendum 3127-1. On 11/19/15, approval was given for SCP-3127 to be exposed to a number of other anomalous items for cross-testing purposes. As no unexpected results occurred during these experiments, they have thus been filed as irrelevant materials. Full logs are available upon request from the Site-43 Archive Department. Addendum 3127-2. On 12/10/16, SCP-3127 reported feeling ill to supervising staff and subsequently gave birth to a live female piglet, despite displaying no signs of pregnancy beforehand. SCP-3127 perished during this process due to complications arising during emergency surgery. The live piglet, which has also displayed anomalous properties, is currently awaiting classification. Update 12/18/2016. Item number SCP-3127. Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures SCP-3127 is to be contained in a 5 meter by 5 meter by 5 meter chamber and fed twice a day in accordance with Nutritional Chart 3127-1. SCP-3127's containment chamber is to be kept under guard by 2 security personnel at all times. SCP-3127 is not to come into physical contact with any personnel outside of testing. Description: SCP-3127 is a sapient female piglet. SCP-3127 is capable of vocalization using the voice of Jessica Lambert, of whom it claims to have no knowledge. Instead, SCP-3127 claims to be Duchess Isabella III, a British aristocrat from the year 1827. History shows no record of such an individual existing during that time period, suggesting this is a falsehood or delusion on SCP-3127's part. Any individual who comes into physical contact with SCP-3127 is instantly transformed into a female piglet capable of vocalization in the voice of Jessica Lambert. While in this state, affected individuals claim to have no memory of their previous identity. This state lasts for 50 to 60 minutes, and there appears to be no permanent side effects once affected individuals return to their original form. Addendum 3127-1. On 12/29/16, routine medical analysis of SCP-3127 revealed the presence of a tumorous growth within its brain. Within the next 24 hours, this growth rapidly expanded, bursting out of SCP-3127's skull and causing its death. The growth then changed its shape into that of 19-year-old Jessica Lambert, changing its biology completely into that of a human being over the course of the next hour. A full update to this file is pending following complete analysis of this new SCP-3127 iteration. Update 1/2/2017. Item number SCP-3127. Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-3127 is to be contained in a 5 meter by 5 meter by 5 meter chamber and fed twice a day in accordance with Nutritional Chart 3127-1. SCP-3127's containment chamber is to be kept under guard by 2 security personnel at all times. The mental health of SCP-3127 is to be monitored by an on-site therapist for ease of containment. SCP-3127 is not to come into physical contact with any personnel. At the first signs of illness from SCP-3127, supervising staff are to prepare for an imminent Machus event. Description: at the time of writing, SCP-3127 is a humanoid entity with the appearance of a 19-year-old woman identical to the deceased Jessica Lambert. SCP-3127 claims to have no memories or prior knowledge relating to Jessica Lambert, and instead claims to be a pig farmer named Isabella Stanford from the year 1827. In place of internal organs, SCP-3127's body contains a large number of organisms superficially resembling domestic pigs of various shapes and sizes. Despite the fact that analysis has revealed that these organisms do not actually function as organs, SCP-3127 has displayed no discomfort or health issues, suggesting it possesses a secondary anomalous effect, keeping it alive. When informed of its physical abnormalities, SCP-3127 showed little concern and claimed that its body had always been that way. Furthermore, SCP-3127 does not appear to require food, water, or sleep. When SCP-3127 comes into physical contact with another human being, that human being's internal organs are instantly replaced with pig-like organisms identical to those within SCP-3127's body. This invariably results in the death of the individual making physical contact with SCP-3127, who does not share its secondary anomalous properties. The pig-like organisms that replaced the individual's internal organs die 2 to 3 minutes later. Due to past incidents involving iterations of SCP-3127, SCP-3127 is expected to spawn a new anomalous organism before perishing itself in the near future. Henceforth, such occurrences will be referred to as Machus events. It has also been determined that research staff should conceal this likelihood from SCP-3127 in order to avoid causing it undue mental stress. Addendum 3127-1. As expected, on 1/11/2017, SCP-3127 reported feeling ill in the same manner as the original SCP-3127. Staff accordingly prepared for an imminent Machus event. An hour later, SCP-3127 orally expelled all the pig-like organisms within her body before subsequently expiring. The pig-like organisms then merged and coalesced together into a female pig of abnormally large size. Full update to this file is pending following analysis of this new SCP-3127 iteration. Update 1/14/2017. Item number SCP-3127. Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-3127 is to be contained in a 5 meter by 5 meter by 5 meter chamber and fed twice a day in accordance with Nutritional Chart 3127-1. All staff working with SCP-3127 are to wear noise-deafening headwear at all times when interacting with it. SCP-3127's containment chamber is to be kept under guard by 2 security personnel at all times. At the first signs of illness or change in usual behavior from SCP-3127, supervising staff are to prepare for an imminent MACUS event. Description: SCP-3127 is a sapient female pig of abnormally large size, capable of vocalization in the voice of deceased 19-year-old Jessica Lambert, the entity initially designated as SCP-3127. SCP-3127 believes itself to be the corpse of Jessica Lambert, often asserting that it is dead and requesting burial. In place of internal organs, SCP-3127's body contains a large number of organisms resembling miniature versions of Jessica Lambert, all of which are constantly screaming. Despite the fact that analysis has revealed that these organisms do not actually function as organs, SCP-3127 has displayed no discomfort or health issues. When informed of its physical abnormalities, SCP-3127 showed little concern and claimed that, as it is dead, the state of its body is of no concern to it. Furthermore, SCP-3127 does not appear to require food, water, or sleep. Any individual who hears the screaming of SCP-3127's internal organs will instantly believe that they too are the corpse of Jessica Lambert, mirroring SCP-3127's behavior in requesting burial. There are no known means of reversing SCP-3127's effects. Due to past incidents involving iterations of SCP-3127, SCP-3127 is expected to undergo a MACUS event in the near future, in which it spawns a new instance of SCP-3127 before perishing itself. Addendum 3127-1. On 1/29/2017, all of SCP-3127's internal organs attempted a simultaneous escape from its body, emerging from its stomach and killing it in the process. Only one internal organ survived initial emergence, instead suffering sudden heart failure 3 minutes later. All other internal organs decomposed into their base material shortly after expiration. The intact organ, over the course of the next 3 days, expanded in size and changed shape so as to become a creature resembling a hybrid between a domestic pig and a deceased 19-year-old Jessica Lambert. At the end of this process, it spontaneously reanimated and began pacing around the containment chamber. Full update to file pending. Update 2/2/2017. Item number SCP-3127. Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-3127 is to be contained in a 5 meter by 5 meter by 5 meter chamber and fed twice a day in accordance with Nutritional Chart 3127-1. SCP-3127 is to be gagged at all times. As an additional precaution, all staff working with SCP-3127 are to be equipped with noise-canceling headwear when interacting with it. SCP-3127's containment chamber is to be kept under guard by 2 security personnel at all times. At the first signs of illness from SCP-3127, supervising staff are to prepare for an imminent Marcus event. Description: SCP-3127 is a humanoid entity resembling a hybrid between a domestic pig and deceased 19-year-old Jessica Lambert. SCP-3127 appears to be sapient due to expressive hand gestures it has made toward staff on several occasions, but is unable to speak due to the fact that it is constantly screaming. Any individual who hears the screaming of SCP-3127, even if it is muffled or otherwise obscured, will instantly be transformed into a corpse identical to that of 19-year-old Jessica Lambert. Analysis of these corpses has shown that despite their human appearance, they are genetically identical to domestic pigs. According to non-verbal interviews conducted with SCP-3127, it believes itself to be Jessica Lambert, claiming to have been suffering a series of nightmares after the expiration of its original body. SCP-3127 apparently has no control over its vocalizations, nevertheless frequently attempting to muffle or otherwise obscure them. SCP-3127 has expressed significant distress at the prospect of further Marcus events and has requested that personnel attempt to prevent them. Research into this is ongoing. Addendum 3127-1. On 2/13/2017, SCP-3127 submitted the following written message to research staff. Please read this and really do what it says, okay? Not just you'll consider it. This is your fault. You said just a few tests with some weird bullshit and nothing happened, and now I'm some pig freak and you're just watching and writing it down in your clipboards, and fuck you. Fuck you. I'm sorry. Please do something. I feel like I'm not even me anymore, and I'm not even sure if I'm wrong about that. Sometimes I forget I'm not a pig. Please help me. Addendum 3127-1. As part of an effort to prevent further Marcus events, SCP-3127 is to be transferred immediately to Research Installation 33 for extensive testing. Current update. Item number SCP-3127. Object Class Keter. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-3127 is currently contained in a soundproof chamber in Containment Bunker 41, located several kilometers away from Site 18. All personnel working with SCP-3127 are to be equipped with noise-canceling headgear at all times. Any messages originating from SCP-3127 are to be transcribed by observing personnel. Any organisms compromised by SCP-3127 are to be terminated and incinerated in order to prevent their numbers from growing uncontrollable. Researchers are to focus all efforts on preventing further Marcus events. Description: SCP-3127 is the facility formerly known as Research Installation 33, which transformed into a domestic pig of the same size upon the arrival on 2/21/2017 of the anomalous entity previously designated as SCP-3127, a 19-year-old woman named Jessica Lambert. Despite its abnormal size, genetic testing has shown no differences between SCP-3127 and a non-anomalous domestic pig. SCP-3127 has shown no need for food, water, or sleep and does not move unless prompted through physical stimuli. Ever since the moment of its initial appearance, SCP-3127 has been observed to intermittently scream in the voice of Jessica Lambert. Any living animal that hears SCP-3127 screaming will instantly be transformed into a creature resembling a hybrid between a domestic pig and Jessica Lambert. These creatures appear to have the same level of intelligence as a normal domestic pig and will behave accordingly. Analysis of SCP-3127's screaming patterns has shown that the gaps between its vocalizations are consistent and can be translated into Morse code, a method of communication the original SCP-3127 had limited knowledge of. Thus far, SCP-3127 has only delivered the following messages through this method. Where am I? Make it stop. Oink. Addendum 3127-1. Machus event ongoing. Further updates pending.
Thank you for listening to this podcast. If you like what you hear, head over to my Patreon at patreon.com/Kelsey Narrates and help support me by becoming a patron for as little as $3 a month. I'm not going to get rich doing this, but it does take money to keep a podcast running. All patrons get early access to every episode I publish. I don't have the talent it takes to write a skip. All I do is read. Original authors make this podcast possible, so credit to the original author. There are links in the description. Show them some love as well. Consider becoming a member of the SCP Wiki, upvote their work, and maybe write a skip of your own. Maybe I'll read it here someday. You never know if you never try. The content of this podcast and content relating to the SCP Foundation, including the SCP Foundation logo, is licensed under Creative Commons Sharealike 3.0, and all concepts originate from scpwiki.com and its authors. This recording, being derived from this content, is hereby also released under Creative Commons Sharealike 3.0.